Everyone says you have to soak soybeans overnight before making soy milk, but do you really? Today I'm putting that to the test. Hi everyone, I'm Veronica, a former professional chef turned homemaker, and I love sharing all kinds of small kitchen appliance tutorials, especially how I like to use my nut milk machine. So if you've been wondering how to make soy milk that's just as good as the kind you can buy in a carton, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I make it step by step, along with the tips I've learned as a former professional chef to get great results with as little work as possible. Today we're going to be using my NOVALIFE soy milk maker machine. This is the best soy milk maker machine that I've found that's actually very inexpensive, and I share links in the description below for where you can purchase this soy milk machine as well as these soybeans that I use in the description below. And the soybeans that I use are the Be Still Farms brand of organic soybeans. These are grown in the USA, and I found them to make really great, delicious soy milk every time. Now, I don't like spending a lot of time and effort in the kitchen, but I do love a good glass of soy milk, so I set out to create the easiest method I could for making homemade soy milk that I can actually fit into my everyday routine. So in terms of straining the soy milk, I just showed you my favorite strainer. This is a really great tool. It takes just a few minutes to strain the homemade soy milk. You don't even have to get your hands messy or dirty. So be sure to check out that link in the description below as well, because I highly, highly recommend getting one of these straining devices. So with just a few kitchen tools that I purchased on Amazon, I can make fresh homemade soy milk with very little hands-on work. Now, I have an entire playlist dedicated to using my nut milk machine to make so many different recipes, even things like refried beans and popsicles. But in today's video, we're going to be answering one of the biggest questions about homemade soy milk, which is, do you really need to soak your beans overnight? Now, the instructions for the NOVALIFE nut milk machine say you don't need to soak your beans overnight, so I actually haven't been soaking them, and I've been making pretty decent soy milk at home. But one thing I was realizing is that it tastes a little bit gritty. So in this video, I really wanted to see, is it worth spending the extra time to soak the beans overnight, or is it not really necessary? So in the first part of this video, right now I'm showing you how I made soy milk using a batch of soaked soybeans. I placed the soybeans in some fresh water in a mason jar with a leak-proof lid, and then I placed them into my refrigerator overnight. These were soaked for about 12 hours. I drained the water and I rinsed them, and then I placed them into my soy milk machine along with about 4 cups of water. Then I press start and walk away, and the machine does all the work for me, including cooking and blending the beans. So now I'm just showing you how I strain the soy milk after it's been cooked. It takes about 33 minutes in the machine from start to finish to cook the soy milk. Now what I found is that actually I do strain the milk 4 times. And as you can see, I think I'm on my third or fourth time right here, and there's still a little bit of pulp left. So that's why I actually just run it through that strainer 4 times, and I found it takes only just about 4 or 5 minutes total for those 4 times. And it's really worth it because then I don't have gritty soy milk. Now, in the same day, I was able to do the second batch using dry soybeans. So what I did is I went ahead and placed 1/2 of a cup of the dry soybeans in a container, like as I'm showing you right now, with some filtered water. Now, I'm actually using my Ultrasonic fruit and vegetable cleaner. This thing is so amazing, and I'll share links in the description below. And be sure to check out my playlist for this cleaner machine because this gets fruits, vegetables, even beans, and even meat and seafood and all kinds of things really clean with very little effort. All you do is you combine it in there with the water and press start, and it cleans those beans for you. And to store my soy milk, I actually really like these glass jars. These are a brand of glass jars that I purchased on Amazon. The reason why I like these is because they're tall and narrow, and I can fit a lot of them in the door of my refrigerator, which means that I can make a lot more juices and soy milks and all kinds of things without them taking up a whole lot of space in my refrigerator. I used to use things like mason jars, but they're way too wide, so having these really tall, narrow jars is perfect. So now for the taste test. I was actually very pleasantly surprised that using the soaked soybeans really did make a nice creamy cup of soy milk, and actually I found it was much more comparable to the type that I purchased in the carton. So that's definitely a bonus to soaking the beans overnight. Then I also did a test on both the soaked and unsoaked beans of if the milk would froth, and I'm showing you how I froth soy milk using my Circle Joy frother. This is such a great little cordless frother that I also purchased on Amazon. I'll share the link to that in the description below. But this was actually such a pleasant surprise was how great this milk actually frothed up. I was like wondering if this would actually froth because sometimes soy milk doesn't froth, but I frothed it up with hot soy milk, and as you can see, it's completely doubled or even tripled in size. It was so nice and foamy. I poured it into my morning cup of hot cocoa and carob that I really enjoy to drink every day, and having this frothy, warm soy milk was such a delicious treat. Now, the reason why I wasn't soaking my soybeans prior was because honestly, I really like to just be able to prepare things as I have the time and energy to do so. And sometimes if I soak things, I don't end up actually using them because I just run out of time. So that is one downside to actually soaking the beans is making sure that you actually use them once you've soaked them. Now we're back onto the second batch with the dried soybeans. As you can see, these soybeans have gotten so clean. I had to do barely anything, and the ultrasonic cleaner just cleaned it for me. It also sanitizes and removes any bacteria. And another thing I really liked was it actually really helped me remove some of these skins. Now, you don't have to remove the skins because we are going to puree this and strain it, but as a test, I did want to see, is it better with the skins removed? Some people like them, sometimes they don't. It's up to you if you want to remove those skins. So for the second batch, I went ahead and put the soybeans in there with the 4 cups of water, place the lid on, set it to the soy milk setting, and let 33 minutes pass by for my homemade soy milk. Now, when I'm making soy milk with the dry beans, I do usually do a second run. So I'll actually I'll keep the soy milk inside of the soy milk maker and I'll just set it to soy milk again. So it takes another 33 minutes, but it's done a double cycle. And I have found that it does cook down the beans a little bit more than just one cycle. But for today's comparison, I wanted to do just one cycle. So if you are making soy milk with dry beans, I do recommend doing a second cycle so that you can get an extra cook on those beans. And what you're doing when you're cooking the beans like this is you're actually releasing the protein. So it's really important that your beans come up to at least 190 degrees Fahrenheit, which is why you saw me use my thermometer to check the temperature after they were finished, because you really want to make sure that you're extracting as much protein as possible from those beans before you strain them. Then I went ahead again and strained this unsoaked soybean mixture 4 times through my awesome straining device, and I compared the OKARA, which is the pulp that's left over from the other soaked soybeans as well, and honestly, I wasn't really able to see too much of a difference. The soaked soybean okara was a little bit smoother, but I mean, it's kind of to be expected. If you're soaking the beans, you're going to have a smoother consistency versus just going from dry beans. But honestly, I didn't see too much of a difference. It was so nice this day actually having 2 batches of soy milk already prepared, and this took me less than an hour, or I guess about a total of an hour, to make 2 full batches of homemade soy milk. This is why I encourage everyone to just buy a soy milk machine. I know there's some soy milk machines on the market that cost several $100s, and to be honest, I haven't ever tried any of those soy milk machines. This was the first soy milk machine that I had ever purchased, and I actually went ahead and purchased 2 of them because it worked so well and it was so cheap that it made sense to just buy 2 in case one of them didn't work or if I wanted to make 2 batches at one time. But I honestly really encourage you to get a soy milk machine. There's a lot of budget soy milk machines on the market, and I have a video where I tested another one. That one was good, but the reason why I recommend the NOVALIFE nut milk machine is a few reasons because of the capacity and size. This one is actually probably one of the largest. This one holds 40 ounces, but actually the NOVALIFE brand has recently come out with an even newer model that holds, I think, 50 ounces as well. So I would also check out the other NOVALIFE model if you want an even bigger one. Um, Honestly, getting a big one is really important because look at, it does take a little bit of effort to make this, and you don't want to just be making 1 cup at a time. Like some soy milk machines will make 1 cup at a time, and if it takes 30 minutes to make 1 cup, I mean, I don't know about you, but my whole family is drinking soy milk, so I need to be able to make it in batches instead of 1 cup at a time. And the other machines, they cost several $100s, and it just seems a little crazy to me if this machine can actually do everything that the expensive ones can do. I really don't see why purchasing an expensive one, but maybe one day I'll try one of those and I'll report back. All right, and this is the end of our test here. I'm showing you the difference between both of these soy milks. The one on the right is the soaked, and the one on the left is not soaked. As you can see in the unsoaked version, there's actually a lot more sediment sticking to the side of the bottle, which means that it's less creamy and a little more gritty, but it does save you the time and energy in having to put soaked beans in the refrigerator and make sure that you actually use them. But my personal recommendation for the best soy milk is to soak the soybeans, and I'm probably going to start doing that more often now than making them with dried beans. Now, my next test is going to be making homemade tofu using this type of soy milk. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for even more soy milk and soy recipes. And also be sure to check out the links in the description below for where you can purchase your own soy milk maker, this straining device, and the soybeans that I used, as well as that awesome rechargeable milk frother. Well, thanks so much for joining me in this comparison video today. Be sure also to check out my playlist of other nut milk machine recipes, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.